Hello, I'm here in Jerusalem, as some of you might recognize, with the walls of the old city here behind me, which were built in the 1530s by the Ottomans under Suleiman I. For a couple of weeks now I've been traveling here in Israel with a special interest, of course, because of the present war, which I've discussed in a couple of articles, and I attach links to those two articles below, and about which I also made a video. Now, in the beginning, I was in the Galilee, where one could hear the sound of Israeli artillery fire every now and then. And I also visited, for instance, the newly named Hostage Square in Tel Aviv, where there is an outdoor exhibit about those who were kidnapped on October 7th. Now, that exhibit was definitely a lot more extensive and even more touching than I had anticipated. I had to take a quick break to take off my blazer because the day is quickly heating up. But anyway, as I've previously said, Israel is the front line of the West, and a couple of days ago I not only saw, but actually also heard that front line in a rather stark way. I was at an event on a large rooftop terrace overlooking the Western Wall Plaza and the Al-Aqsa and Dome of the Rock behind it. And at that event we were honoring a group of Israeli soldiers. Now, they began to sing a Hebrew soldier song, and as they were doing so, the Arabic call to prayer started blaring out from the minaret just across the plaza, and the clash of civilizations became clearly audible and not just visible. But overall, I find conditions here to be good, and everyone is carrying on as usual. The only major difference one notices is that many businesses are closed, or partially closed, due to staff shortages, since so many men have been called up to join the military. There are also signs of the hostages everywhere, on public walls and TV screens in cafes and on bus stops. And one sees public service announcements with little announcements or comments, phrases in Hebrew, reminding people that we shall be victorious in the end. So it's clear that the attack on October 7th remains a major national trauma. Another thing I've noticed here in Jerusalem is that I'm hearing a lot more French than usual on the streets compared to last time I was here. And that's clearly because of all the French Jews who have emigrated to Israel since October 7th, when large crowds of people in Western Europe started publicly celebrating the mass murder of Jews. And so a lot of French Jews realized that they were better off in Israel than in their home country. And of course, this also gives light to the idea of multiculturalism, and to the idea that religion is not the most important glue for society. Now, the French, the Americans, the Syrians, the Argentinians, and many others, they can all come together here in Israel in peace and cooperation if they are united by religion. In this case, the religion is Judaism, because again, religion is the most crucial cornerstone of culture. But Muslim French and Jewish French will never get along, because the Muslim world is far too anti-Semitic for mere Frenchness to act as a unifying factor between French Muslims and French Jews. And this is especially the case since the French state is so proud of its laïcité, its secularism. On the note of different kinds of Jews coming together here in harmony and cooperation, facing the common enemy of civilization, I want to add one final thing. I had tweeted a while ago that the sound of artillery fire in the Galilee was the sound of unity. Now, some people found that tasteless. But it doesn't mean, of course, that war is good. Obviously, war is terrible. But it means, rather, that as long as war is a part of human nature, as it always will be, we must harness it for as beneficial ends as possible. That's why, for example, the Spartans sacrificed to the god of love, not to the god of war, before marching into battle. Athenaeus, who describes this, explains that the hoplites believe that their victory and safe return home will depend on the love and friendship that exist among them. Already divine Heraclitus understood all this when he described war as the father of all things. War is hell, as they say, and strife is terrible, but these things govern everything and can therefore be harnessed into beauty and love. Today we tend to recoil from this idea because we try to assign only one characteristic to every phenomenon. But a refusal to look war in the eye and to understand all of it means that we are not ready to fight even when our very own survival depends on it. So this is something that Israel and the West as a whole must remember as they face the forces of barbarianism. With my best from Jerusalem, and thank you so much for watching.